Welcome to 5 Minute Chapters, the podcast where we summarize important writings on education and learning. I'm your host, Daniel Bowe, and in today's episode, we'll be discussing how to implement the technique of creating consistency in the classroom from the book Implementation Guide for the First Days of School by Harry Wong. Consistency is key when it comes to effective classroom management and instructional procedures. So let's dive in and explore how we can bring more structure and coherence to our classrooms. Classroom and instructional procedures are essential for improving teaching and learning outcomes. They provide the foundation for structuring the classroom and acquiring information effectively. When students are taught procedures, they develop a sense of responsibility for their own learning, leading to fewer behavior problems and increased academic learning time. In this chapter, Harry Wong emphasizes the importance of consistency in the classroom culture and how it contributes to student success. Now, let's dive into the explicit instructions on how to implement the technique of creating consistency in the classroom. First and foremost, effective teachers manage their classrooms with procedures. By clearly defining how the class is run, students know what is expected of them and are more willing to accomplish what you want them to achieve. It's like having a roadmap that guides everyone towards a shared goal. One important aspect of creating consistency is ensuring smooth transitions between activities. The key to a good transition is providing clarity and simplicity of instruction. Keep your transition instructions short, simple, and easy to follow. This will help students shift their focus smoothly and maintain a positive momentum throughout the day. Group work can be a powerful tool for learning, but it can also be challenging to manage. Effective grouping is dependent on two major factors: the class culture and the explanation. Before asking students to divide into groups, establish clear procedures for group work. Make sure students understand how to form groups, how to collaborate effectively, and how to resolve conflicts. By having these procedures in place, you'll create a more productive and harmonious group work environment. Remember, it's never too late to start teaching procedures. If you feel like your classroom lacks consistency, take the initiative to introduce and teach the necessary procedures. Involve your students in the process, explain the rationale behind each procedure, and provide ample opportunities for practice and reinforcement. Consistency will gradually become the norm as students internalize and follow the established procedures. Let's take a moment to reflect on our own teaching experiences with some discussion questions. The ineffective teacher begins the first day of school attempting to teach a subject and spends the rest of the year being reactive, trying to control students. The effective teacher is proactive and establishes classroom and instructional procedures so that students can take responsibility for their learning. If you start your year as an ineffective teacher, as described above, what steps would you take to wipe the slate clean and begin the journey of effectiveness? Transitions can be tricky. What are a few key elements that are important in implementing effective transitions? Now, let's engage in an activity to improve our teaching procedures. Take a moment to think of a procedure in your classroom that students take too long to accomplish. Break down that procedure into smaller, easily teachable steps. Swap procedures with a colleague and compare your results. This exercise will provide valuable insights and help you teach your procedures with clarity. As we wrap up, remember that implementing consistent procedures in the classroom is crucial for both teacher and student success. It sets the stage for effective teaching and learning experiences. By being proactive and creating a culture of consistency, you empower your students to take responsibility for their own learning. So let's strive for consistent classrooms that run themselves. Thank you for joining me on this episode of 5 Minute Chapters. Join us next time for another chapter of Harry Wong's Implementation Guide for the First Days of School. Until next time, 5 Minute Chapters, because even teachers need Cliff's Notes sometimes.